Welcome. So you've decided to sell your business, or perhaps you're thinking seriously about it, but need to know all it entails before making that decision. You've come to the right place. We've represented scores of sellers of businesses of all sizes across the United States in transactions totaling billions of dollars in the aggregate. And we've represented buyers in a few transactions as well. So we've seen these transactions from all angles. We are what people call M&A experts. M&A means mergers and acquisitions, and it's a fancy name that Wall Street gave transactions that involve the sale or conversely the purchase of all or part of a business. While we continue to represent owners of companies in the sales of their businesses, we focus on what is called the lower middle market. That is businesses worth from $20 million to $150 million. The reason is there is a shortage of advisors serving this segment. Most highly skilled and experienced M&A advisors work on larger transactions, 150 million and larger, given they can earn much more money for doing roughly the same amount of work required in smaller transactions. We find we can make a good living serving owners of smaller businesses, have a lot less competition, and have a good time doing it. What if your business is worth over $20 million? We strongly advise you find a boutique sell-side M&A advisor and retain them exclusively to manage your sale. With a business worth over $20 million, the pool of potential buyers will largely be institutional, that is, private equity firms or brand name corporate buyers. And their level of sophistication in buying companies is so high that it represents a threat to the business owner who's a neophyte in institutional transactions. The M&A process is extraordinarily complex under the best of circumstances, generally far more than even the most experienced business executives realize. Most transactions come very close to imploding at one or more points during their life. And in those that stay intact, the things that could cost you money, delay your transaction, or increase your risk are almost infinite. Simply put, a good advisor keeps your transaction intact and optimizes your outcome. They provide the following: gravitas. The presence of a good advisor sends a clear signal to the other party that you are serious about the transaction. This is the start of what is ultimately the powerful leverage you gain when you engage a good advisor. Structuring and execution expertise. A good advisor, one with experience across scores of transactions, has the deal savvy, temperament, emotional intelligence, and communication skills to hold a transaction together at those vulnerable points. And they are experts at structuring and executing the process to maximize price and optimize terms in the most efficient, quickest manner possible. Curation expertise. A good advisor maximizes your leverage by sharing just enough, but not too many, details of the broader interest in your company, keeping the most likely or most desirable suitors highly engaged and interested in offering the best price and terms, and keeping other suitors warm and engaged. Time. M&A transactions usually require a full-time effort to manage. A good advisor allows you to devote most of your time to doing what you do best, running your company. Moreover, a good advisor knows how to structure and execute a process to minimize the overall transaction time. Critical interface. A good advisor recognizes the importance of and is an expert at preserving and hopefully even enhancing the relationships between the parties to a transaction. This is often essential to closing a transaction, given many a deal has fallen off the rails when parties begin to think they just don't like the person on the other side of the table. And it's even more essential when a post-transaction relationship, for example, the seller working for the buyer, is contemplated. Without the advisor as a tempering interface and emotional shock absorber, relationships are at a high degree of risk, given the emotional charge that usually exists in an M&A transaction. Value beyond their fee. A good advisor provides value at a multiple of their fee, whether in terms of holding together a transaction that otherwise would have imploded, achieving a higher price, optimizing other terms, or minimizing risk. The cost of a good advisor is earned back, usually many times over. If my business is worth over $20 million, is it worth reading How to Sell Your Business? Well, absolutely, because you want to be as educated as you can, regardless of the qualifications and capabilities of your advisors. You want to be asking all the right questions and understanding as much as you can about their process. A good analogy is the wise way nowadays to interact with doctors. Go to them, rely on them, but do a lot of research about what is ailing you. What if my business is worth less than $20 million? Well, this is where how to sell your business is absolutely essential. Your choice with a company of this value is to, one, find a business broker, or two, sell it yourself. Finding a good business broker is a real challenge if you don't understand what a sale process and transaction involve. You will rely heavily on that broker in matters that involve a lot of money and, unfortunately, a lot of future liability. Business brokers come in all forms, good, bad, and ugly, and you likely won't know which you got until it's too late. And a business broker will charge you anywhere from 8% to 15% of the sales proceeds of your business. If you decide to use a business broker, how to sell your business will be an immense help, bound to save you money, time, and a lot of stress. And if you decide to sell your business yourself, and we are confident you can, then how to sell your business will be a powerful resource in your corner. Here's what you will get out of this book: an understanding of how to arrive at a reasonable expectation of the amount for which you can sell your business, an understanding of whether your business is ready to sell, an understanding of how to prepare your business to sell, and an understanding of how to manage the process of selling your business from beginning through closing. We'll introduce you to the language of an M&A transaction, point out the major landmines that can derail a transaction or make it a negative one for you, and most importantly, explain how to use your newfound knowledge to your advantage in this most important transaction. A disclaimer before we dive in: we want to stress that we are not practicing lawyers or tax experts, and we are not providing legal, tax, or other advice upon which you should rely. As we discuss herein, you should hire a highly skilled and experienced M&A lawyer and a tax expert to advise you on your transaction.